Welcome, adventurers, to another Rambling Bard video. This one's not a monthly video, it's not a content video. This is a thank you video. And I'm going to do something, it's going to take a little bit. I'm going to try and keep it as short as I can. But I'm going to read through my credits, where I list literally everybody who has supported me, at least as much as I can, for the people who have supported me financially, materially, emotionally. A lot of people on this list that I have to thank. This is... to start, the reason I'm doing this today is December 31st, and as of 10:30 p.m. tonight, it will mark the exact year from when I was fired from the last job, real job, that I had, and that job was delivering pizzas. I'm going to leave the franchise and everything out of it because I had vowed revenge at the time, but then I realized my energy could be much better put elsewhere. And that's how 2018 happened for the Rambling Bard, and why it's been so successful, in my opinion. Thanks to you. And because I got fired for walking in on New Year's Eve on a night that I was not scheduled, and checking the schedule for the next day. It was supposed to be New Year's Day. It's a day that I normally worked, but it was New Year's. And the way the scheduling was going at this particular location was not consistent. Essentially, an argument erupted with the boss because a new schedule wasn't posted for a day that was happening in T-minus 2 hours at the time. And as I said, I'll just come in early tomorrow and see if I'm on. She said, don't bother, get out. Said, so I'm being fired for asking for my schedule the day before the schedule's supposed to even be up and it's still not done. Okay. No, I'm firing you for your attitude. Anyway, I was really angry about it for a long time. I'll always remember that altercation because it happened on New Year's Eve. And when I woke up the next day, I went, I'm not getting another job. I'm not doing it. And that's another video as to why this works for me. This is a thank you video. This isn't about me. This is about all of you. So I'm going to start with the beginning of the credits. The People's Casual, also known as my friend Eric. I've known him since my freshman year of high school. He was my very, 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 very first patron. So thank you, Eric. You've believed in me since the beginning, since I started doing this, and you've been an invaluable source of information and a great sounding board, and I feel like I owe you $1 a month for everything you've done for me, so keep working on your Twitch channel, sir. For those of you who are here, let me cross-promote these people that have been helping me out. Eric is actually, he's a Twitch streamer. He's been away for a little while for family stuff and the holidays and all that stuff, but he'll be back on soon, I promise you. He's got a quality loadout, he plays games, he's got a great demeanor. It's definitely in the positivity realm of streaming. I definitely recommend you go check out his channel. And not just because he supported me, like the guy put in a lot of time and effort into setting up his channel and setting up his brand before he started. Quite unlike me, who just kind of ran headlong into this. So I definitely recommend you check his stuff out. And Eric, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Studio Rat Productions, that is my sister, my older sister, my actual blood relative older sister, full-blood older sister. I have a younger sister who's a half-sister. Her name is Jacqueline, and Studio Rat Productions, you can find them on Patreon as well. She's an artist of many different mediums, quite like myself. However, she is actually trained. She went to college for it, has a degree, and is actually very good at what she does. So I definitely recommend you check her stuff out. She has a very unique style. That's the biggest thing I can say about it is her style stands out, and you don't really see anything like it nowadays, so it's really nice to see. So Jacqueline, thank you for your support. Having my big sister backing my projects, it's pretty fucking cool. Not everybody gets to say that they're that close with their siblings, so. Ash H, that is a very good friend of mine, Ashley. She's been a patron also of mine for a very long time. I've been a patron of hers as well. She's also an artist, a photographer for the most part. And she and her wife also do paintings. They're fantastic people. Been supporting me from the beginning, so thank you so much. Please check out her stuff. Let me pull up her link. Lighting's going to go a little wonky for a second. I want to make sure I'm not misquoting it. Hers, you can find her at patreon.com/ashtastical_images. I'll put links to all of this in the description below for these people that you can find. Ash, thanks. You're amazing. You're great. We've known each other since no, that'd be junior year of high school, I think, is when I met you. Either junior or senior year. And yeah, just met through Renaissance festivals, and we have a history, but I think I don't know how public she wants to be with that, so we'll keep it at that. We are very good friends now. That's all that matters. My friend Augustus from Augustus R. You see him a lot of times on the, or you see him on the what do you call it? On the credits. Gus, he and I have been friends since high school. A lot of these people is actually, of course, you know, naturally, you start with your friends and your family with Patreon, and that's kind of what I did first. I reached out to people that I knew. Sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, just posting on my Facebook, and some of them have cottoned on, and that, you know, nothing could make me happier. So Gus is one of those people that we were pretty close friends for 1 year in high school, and then we just kind of drifted apart and just been buddies ever since. But he's a good dude, and he's been supporting me for almost a year now, I think. I launched the channel officially back in August, but I had done like part-time jobs and stuff, August last year, but I've done part-time jobs and such in the meantime, for those of you who don't know. Until this fateful day a year ago. So next on the list is Malcolm Y, also a friend from high school. I sat next to him in computer maintenance, and good friend, super nerd, incredibly intelligent, and very supportive. He's been there for me for tech support on a few things, and for just, you know, been here, of course, as a patron too. So thank you, Malcolm. Kristen W. Kristen W., without going into the actual details, ordered one of my the first biggest commission that I had when I started doing woodworking, and it put me on the map, and it fed our family for a while. It helped me out a lot, and she's of course been a patron for about a year now as well. And yeah, I met her not through high school, also like Ash though, through Renaissance festivals. I met her at Scarborough Renaissance Festival, if I remember correctly, when I used to travel with that, travel with the fairs, and worked at Scarborough. So thank you, Kristen. Tori. I met Tori when I lived in Arizona shortly after my time on the road with Renaissance festivals. And that is another story that, again, I don't know how public she wants to be with any of the drama and stuff that went down at the time, but we went through, how fitting, she's a storm chaser, and I think she's going to be revamping, she's going to be ramping up her own Patreon very soon, again on that, because she's a storm chaser that took actually a fantastic photo of a tornado in Ray, Colorado, and this tornado photography that she pulled off ended up getting her first place? No. It was either first or second place in a National Geographic thing. Very cool. There's not enough words for Tori to describe just how awesome she is. She and her husband have a kiddo, and he's just the best, and Tori's been supporting me since the beginning, so I could go on and on about all of the people on this list, but I've got to try and keep it short. So, Tori, thank you. Ray I have known, I believe, kind of off and on since high school, but really didn't get to know her until she and I waited tables at a couple of the same restaurants. And she's just a fellow artist. I say just, but she's an amazing artist. You will not believe. I've seen amazing growth out of her just since I waited tables with her last, like, 3 years ago, and watching her on Instagram. Again, I'll link her below for her art stuff. Wow, got off on a rambly tangent there, but anyway, Ray, thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. Shylin. Shylin is one of my newest patrons, actually, but she and I have become incredibly close lately because she and I spend a lot of time playing, like, Overwatch and stuff in the evenings, because Michelle gets tired, and I'm a night owl, and Shylin's a night owl, and her boyfriend's not a night owl, so he gets tired, And so we're both parents that I do a little bit of stay-at-home parenting. She does it full time because I am lucky enough to have a mother-in-law who watches my daughter for about 6 hours every day and allows me to do work and allows me to be sick and get rest on those days that I need it. And it's been invaluable. So anyway, so Shylin and I share that commonality of being, a parent and being up late and always being tired. And she's been a supporter now for, I think, 3 months. 3 months? Maybe 4? I feel like around Halloween, but I can't remember exactly. But anyway, Shylin, it's been a blast getting to know you, and I'm so thankful that you hopped on board, and I will keep gaming with you even if, funds or whatever say that you can't keep supporting me. I understand. Like, you're my friend now, and that's super cool. And thank you, friend, from the bottom of my heart, for continuing to support me. You don't have to pay me to be my friend, obviously, but turned out she kind of got one in the deal. So, and I did too, which is not something I necessarily expected from this. I expected to and hoped to build a community, but seriously, a very close friend. Like, she and I have talked about a lot of stuff, and I feel like we've helped each other out on a lot of stuff. And my wife and her talk, and I haven't talked much to Robert yet because Robert works a lot. But Robert, Shylin, thank you both from the bottom of my heart for your support. Onward. Now, sir, I don't know if this is a hard J or a soft one, so I'm gonna guess it's a hard J. Julio, but I could be wrong. It could be Julio. I'm gonna go with Julio because I'm actually from Texas in the South, and that would be a soft J 9 times out of 10. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that I'm right. You're my newest patron, and you've actually supported me for about 2 months now, 2 or 3 months now, and you're just a beacon of positivity, man. Like, I know you're also a patron, as am I. A little shameless plug here for one of my favorite other people, for Ginny D. Cosplayer and content creator extraordinaire. You might know her most recently as her Jester cosplay went very viral, as well it deserved to do. IR Bard, I word good. I met him, actually. He's, I think, the first crossover from somebody else's Patreon that came over that was just like, oh, you're a content creator too, let me check out your stuff. And he liked my YouTube videos enough that he decided to sign up. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Let me scroll a little bit here on my credits that I have pulled up. We have Carrie Ann. She is also known as Peekaboo Cosplay, is how you'll see her on the credits. She's a very good friend of mine, also from high school. I've known her since my freshman year. I met her through choir, and we just kind of been friends off and on ever since. Stayed in touch through Facebook, and we were into the same web comics, and that led her certain places in life, and I met her again through that, and now she's a single, hard-working mama, and she's also an incredibly talented and sexy to boot cosplayer. I definitely recommend you check her out. And Carrie Ann, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Who's next? Then we got Dave Ferguson. Dave Ferguson is... I actually met him through major video game retailer I used to work for. He was my boss. That's how I met my wife, too, just for the record. So, but he was my boss. He was an assistant manager, and I was a third key. And I respected the ever-loving hell out of him, and I still do. I think he's a good dude, and I think he has excellent communication skills, and he will do whatever it takes to take care of his family. And like I said, I respect the hell out of that guy. And he respects me enough to support me as a very important adventurer, and that, again, bottom of my heart, Dave. Thanks. Matt K, I can't leave you out. Like, dude, you are the first total stranger. Complete and total stranger. Never met him in person, never even had a video or a voice chat with him online. He found me on Twitter. I don't know how. Matt, if you remember, please tell me. I don't know how. And then he signed up to be a very important adventurer. And then he donated his extra Xbox One, which I have still been able to unable to utilize for my channel. IR Bard, I word good, which I have still been unable to utilize for my channel, or to play games with him as we had intended. Life has been a little bit hectic for both of us, and luckily he's a very kind and understanding individual. Matt, you were there very close to the beginning after my official launch, and I'll never forget that you were some cute guy on the internet who decided to follow and then support me. So thanks, dude. We're getting close to the end now. We're moving up in the tier, so there's less patrons. That goes for just about any creator, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful. Because it doesn't matter, and this is something I really want to throw out there. Much as I love these two people that are above Constant Companion and love their support, and am grateful for that amount of money and just everything that goes along with it, I am no less grateful for the $1 people. Okay? I promise you. And I'm no less grateful for the people that can't even afford the dollar but always retweet my stuff. This is a quick shout out to those people. If you're here, I can't name you all by name because there's too many of you. But when you retweet my content that I put out, that's hashtag, is obviously me trying to promote something I just put out or promote an ad, you're helping me. That's invaluable. I can't do that for myself. I have to have others do it. And it has to start somewhere, and then it'll snowball, and then the internet in general can get a hold of it, and it can get bigger. So if you can't give more, please, please don't feel bad. And definitely do not stretch yourself beyond your means to help me out. But when you retweet it, or you share it, or you tell your friends about it, that is all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for people who care about this brand to do to help. Otherwise, all I can ask for you to do is just sit back and enjoy the content, So let's move on. I've already been rambling this much about all these people. We've only got a few left. Constant Companion, Jess. Jess and her husband, her family. Jess and her family have been just that to Michelle and to me and Michelle and my family. A constant companion. And They kind of just appeared out of nowhere for us. It was kind of surprising. I've been a fan of Ian's work since before high school. So I've been aware of both of them since before high school. I had no idea they were aware of me. And then when we announced we were having our daughter, they sent us a car seat stroller combo. And anybody who's had kids knows that that's no slouch of a gift. They've done a lot more that I'm not going to go into because it's private. But they've kept food on our family's table for a long time. A couple of times. Kept medicine in me. Without judgment, question. Thanks, Jess. And I know I'm going to cry talking about Sarah. Y'all know about Sarah if you've been on this channel for any length of time at all. I could do hours of content, and I plan to. I just got to do it right. Just about all the stuff she's done for me. For the Rambling Bard and for our family. I call her one of my closest friends. She's family. She has been since before she became support in a financial sense even. Hitting the end of this list and looking at the honorable mentions. There's a couple of repeats. Eric, Jess, Sarah, Taylor and Brandy, Matthew K, and Matt, Matthew S, also known as Gloom. I have a lot to be thankful for. Coming in at the end of this year, end of this day. And luckily, I get to see it every time I put the credits on my video. That's a big part of it. I know not everybody sticks around for the credits unless they know that they're in them, but this would not have been possible without my wife either. No one has been more understanding, supportive, nurturing, guiding. There aren't enough words. I've been told by several people that I have a silver tongue. It fumbles and becomes dust when I try to tell the world what she is for me. I've been chasing my dream for 365 days in earnest now. No side gigs distracting me. Just this and life. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you. Each and every one of you. 2018 has been a dumpster fire of a year for society. And aside from mourning my mom's murder last year, and mourning the deaths of other loved ones around us this year's been pretty good to me. I am privileged to have you all in my life. I am privileged to have you all supporting me. I am privileged to be doing this. And I don't know how to end this. Because you already know. You already did. All of you. Retweeters, people sitting, watching this right now, watching my silly ass cry. You chose love. Thank you. We'll see you next time, adventurers.